Yeah. All right, good morning, everyone. We're gonna start now. Namaste, so nice to see you. So we're gonna start in a comfortable seat today, so you can sit a bolster, whatever feels great for your legs. Okay, and then let the hands come down onto the legs, and then invite your eyes to close for a moment. All right, check in with how you're feeling this morning. The quality of the thoughts. How the physical body in. And may we practice compassion and kindness towards the self, and compassion and kindness in our thoughts about others. And then start to notice the quality of your breathing. Where is the breath going this morning? Where maybe is it not reaching yet? Can we sit back and observe the breath for about 10 more cycles? And then bring the hands into prayer in front of the heart. And you can bow, dedicating the practice. Let slightly opening up. Yeah. So little rocking motion side to side. You might start to feel like some energy is moving up through your hips. Good. Okay. And then come on back into the center. Walk your hands back towards you. Okay. Inhale, float your arms up into the air. Good. Lengthen the fingertips, lengthen through the elbows. And then on the next exhalation, sweep your arms down and then little forward fold here as the arms come back behind you. Good. And then inhale, float the arms up, lift. Good. And then exhale, sweep down and little fold. Yeah. And then arms up, lift. Yeah, good. And then sweep down and fold. All right. Now find your rhythm. What rhythm works best for you? And lift. Good. And then sweep and fold. We'll do about 3 more times. And sweep. And sweep. Good. One more time. Good. And then sweep. Good. Okay. And then arms come up. All right. Now bring your arms out like a T. And then you're going to cross your right arm in front of your body, hook with your left elbow. Yeah. And then drop your chin down. All right. Now open up through the back of the neck. Open up through the space between the right shoulder blade and the spine, right? That area sometimes gets clogged up. You're just kind of feeling that motion there. Move your head in whatever way is appropriate to what you're feeling, right? To create some space. Okay. And then lift your head up. Now sweep the right arm wide, lift the arm up into the air and bring the hand behind either the neck or behind the head. And grab hold of that right elbow. And then draw the right elbow into the center. Okay. Now let your eyes close for a moment and see if you can access some space all around the right quadrant, right, of the upper armpit area, that whole lung. I think the whole lung is getting some space to expand. And you might breathe into the right side, right? Breathe into the right side, really expanding that area. And maybe the breath goes all the way down to the bottom of the rib cage, right? Where the bottom parts of the lungs are. Good. All right. And then lift the arm up and then bring it down. Okay. Left arm reaches wide. And then swing it in front of you. You can hook with the elbow and then drop your chin. You might yawn, even though I got about 11 hours of sleep last night, still yawning, right? So a little rock and roll. Any movements that help you kind of open up through the left side of the neck, that upper shoulder area. Good. All right. And then sweep the left arm out to the side, lift it up into the air, and then bring the hand behind, grab hold of the elbow, and then light drag it into the center. Now, as you drag that arm in, can you also feel like you're lifting the rib cage on that side? So you're opening up to the left quadrant, but also the left side of the waist, right? And so maybe your breath starts to go down, right? Just making more space for the breath. Okay, and then flip the arms up and then bring the arms wide. All right, now give yourself a hug, wrap your right arm on top, left arm below, drop your chin down, round your spine, and then kind of nuzzle into your back. All right, see if you can pull up some energy from the hips and then somewhat bring it up towards the kidney area, lower ribs. Good. All right. And then arm sweep wide. And then give yourself a hug, left arm on top, right arm below. And then little rocking. Okay. And then come on back to center. Now arm sweep wide. Good. And then scoop and round. Good. So we'll move a little bit quicker here. Arm sweep wide. Good. Scoop, round. Now the movement is coming from the pelvis. When you reach your arms wide, top of the pelvis moves forward, you roll to the front of the seat. And then when you round, you roll more to the back of the seat. All right, so the whole spine, that's it. The whole spine is involved here as we start to move. Seated cat-cow. That's it, Robert. All right, and then move at your pace. You know, you want to feel the opening position a little bit longer, hold longer, right? What feels good for you there? And then you want to feel the rounding of the spine, you might hold a little bit longer there. Right? You know what parts of your body, or you're starting to feel what parts of your body need some space. Right? And then maybe areas that already feel really open and free. Good. Okay. And then float the arms up. Okay. Now right hand comes to the ground, left arm reaching over your head, take a light side bend. Good. And then spring from the ground, lift up, left hand down, right arm over, little side bend. Right. Now again, find your rhythm. Find your rhythm. This is showing me my low spine feels pretty stiff right now. So I might not go as deep to start. Right. Again, go into the feeling and then choose from there, right? Choose from there. Good. Okay. And then bring yourself back into the center. Now, if you are sitting up on something a lot higher, you can move that out, especially if you're sitting on a block, and then step your feet down to the ground a little bit wider than your hips. Lean back on your hands and then start to somewhat rock your legs side to side. Good. Okay. And then the next time you drop your knees over to the right, you'll swing your left arm around. Good. And then you'll come back to center and then drop your knees over the left and you'll swing your right arm around. Good. Yeah. And then oscillate side to side there. Good. Just kind of warming up that action. Now these movements here, because we're moving a little bit quicker, then you can work on some pranayama here, some breath movement, right? Inhale into the center, exhale, swing the arm. Get that breath pattern. Good. All right, now next time you bring your legs over to the right, you'll swing that left arm around and bring the hand to the floor. Good. Now use your arms like little levers to twist out that midsection. You might turn your head and look over the right shoulder. Good. Okay, and then bring the knees back through center, drop them over to the left, swing the right arm around, and then bring the hand down, and then twist out into the center here. Good. Okay, and then come on back to center, extend the legs long to the mat, lie all the way down onto your back, and then reach your arms behind your head and lengthen from the hands to the feet. You might flare your fingers and flare your toes, let the navel move down, feel that nice opening of the body, and then walk your arms and your legs slightly to the right side. So you're creating a crescent moon shape. Cross the left ankle over the right ankle. You can hold onto those elbows if you'd like, and then turn your head, look to the left armpit. And then breathe from the nostrils down. All right, uncross the ankles, come on back to center, and then go to the other side, walk the legs and the arms slightly to the left. You can cross that ankle over. And then breathe down the right side. Now check in with how the skin feels, especially around the waist, for really opening up that space. All right, and then come back to the center. Step your feet down onto the ground and lift the hips up into the air, coming into a bridge pose. Okay, so you're stepping your feet down, outer hips lift, arms are moving down towards the ground, right, to help the hips float up. Now see if you can get your breath from your nostrils down into the front side of the abdomen, right, towards the pubic bone, really clearing out a channel there. Good. All right. And then bring the pelvis down to the floor. Pull the right knee into the chest and then cross the right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Okay. Now pull the knees in towards the chest. And then on your next exhale, drop your legs over to the left. All right. And that hip opening twist and the arms reach wide. Good. All right, and then pull the legs back in towards the chest. Now keep them in that pigeon position, but then extend the left leg up into the air. And then do a light sit up, and you might hold on to the calf or you might hold on behind the thigh. Again, what feels appropriate there. You can drag the legs in as much as it feels appropriate for the right hip and the left hamstring. Good. Okay, and then bring your feet down. Good. And then lift up into a bridge pose. Lift the hips up. Now try to breathe down from the nose towards the pelvic floor. Arms pressing down, feet soaking down. And see if you can lengthen out your waist. Drag the knees forward. Okay. And then next exhalation, pelvis comes down to the ground. Left leg comes in, cross it over, recline pigeon. Bring the knees in, and then on the exhalation, drop the legs over to the right. See if you can stay attentive with your breath. Okay, and then pull the legs back up and then reach that right foot up towards the ceiling. Light sit up. You can grab hold of the calf area and lightly drag that towards you. Okay, and then release and bring the feet down. Now extend the legs long on the mat. Reach your arms behind your head. Start to lift your arms up. Come up into a seat in the center. Lift. Good. And then exhale, fold forward over the legs. Good. And then arms come up. And then roll down. And arms reach behind. Good. And then come on up and lift. Fold. Left. Roll back. And fold. Roll back. So about 6 or 7 more times at your pace. Lift. And find the rhythm that works best for you. If this seems really accessible to you, maybe you work slower on the incline when you come on up, and then you move a little bit slower on the decline when you release down. All right, so that will strengthen your core, abdominal area, hip flexors. Good. Try to keep your jaw and your throat and your eyes relaxed. Good. All right, and then after that last one, we'll all stay in the forward fold, reaching over, letting the head lightly drop. Now try to drag your breastbone forward. Good. Okay, and then arms lift. You can cross your shins, roll over the legs, and then come into a tabletop position. Open those hand and finger bones nice and wide. Okay. Now walk your hands slightly forward, curl your toes under, lift your hips up, and then you can come into the first downward facing dog. Now you can pedal out your heels. You can sway your hips side to side. See if your head can relax and release down. Watch about 6 or 7 more cycles of breath here. And see from all that space we made around the rib cage, around the armpits, can the breath easily flow from the nose into the lungs and then up and out. All right, now lift up off those heels, walk forward to your hands. Hold on to your elbows. You come into that ragdoll position. Now, if you want to widen out your feet a little bit, yeah, and then bend your knees, you can let your head relax more, right? Good. Yeah, your knees are like the little levers that are going to help your torso let go and your head. All right, and then come on back into the center, bend your knees a lot, bring your hands to your hips, look forward, spring from the legs to stand up. Good, okay, and bring your feet closer together into the center, okay. Now, interlace your fingers in front of your chest, press your palms forward, and on the next inhalation, put the arms up into the air. Okay, and then on the next exhale, take a light side bend to the right. All right, now turn your head and look underneath that left armpit and open up the whole left side, right? Feel the foot rooting down and then feel the kneecap lift on that side, feel the navel move towards the spine, and then see if you can really open up through the left waist, the armpit, the ribs. All right, back to center, and then go to the other side. Feel that right rib cage opening up. Breathe from the nose down into the right rib cage, the lungs. Feel the waist expand. Okay, and then back into the center. Now take a long back bend, lift the chest, lift the breastbone. Let your tailbone lightly drag down. Okay, and then come back through center, sweep your arms wide, bend your knees, and then fold all the way to the floor. Okay, come up halfway, bring your hands to the ground, step back into downward facing dog. Okay. Now here, lift up really high off your heels, round your spine to come forward into a plank. Good, and then pull yourself back into the dog. And then lift up and round the spine to come forward into plank. And then pull back into your dog. One more time, lift up, round to come forward, plank, and then pull back to dog. Lift the right leg into the air, draw the knee into the nose, step the foot forward, and between the hands, bring the left shin down. Sweep the arms up into the air. Right hand holds onto the left wrist, take a little side bend. Good. Come back to center, go to the other side, left hand, right wrist. You can look underneath that right armpit. Good. Back through to the center, hook the thumbs, gaze up, open the chest, light back bend. And then on the exhalation, sweep your arms down and let your torso drape over that front thigh and let your head drop. Now dangle out your head and see if the back of the neck opens more. And then really let your torso rest on that right thigh. So your back opens. Good. All right, now look forward, bring your hands to the ground, and then step back into a dog pose. Lift up off the heels, round forward plank. Pull back, dog. Lift up, round forward plank. Pull back, dog. One more. Lift, round plank. Pull back, dog. Left leg lifts into the air, knee into the nose, step it forward. Right shin comes down, arms sweep up. Left hand, right wrist, light side bend. Good. Back to center, switch sides. And feel that left waist open. And then come into that light back bend, hook the thumbs, gaze up. And then sweep the arms down, drape your torso over the front thigh, let your head drop for a moment. You might dangle out the head here. Good. Okay. And then palms to the mat, step back into dog pose. Okay. Right foot forward in between the hands. Come into a high lunge. Now, you don't have to be on train tracks. You don't have to be on a balance beam. You can widen the feet more like train tracks, arms float up. Okay. Now, left hand, right wrist. All right. Feel that right side waist open. Switch sides. Now press through the left heel as you're opening up through the side of the waist there. Good. Back to center, hook the thumbs. Definitely more challenging when we're in the high lunge as opposed to that low lunge. Now use that back leg. Okay. And then release, hands come down to the ground. Now step your back foot up an inch or two and pull your hips back into a pyramid pose, letting the head release down. Now this is going to open up the hamstrings for sure. Okay. Pull your right hip slightly back as you move your breastbone forward. You can put blocks underneath your hands. That's it, Mallory. Right. So don't let your arms just hang there. Have a root. Yeah. So you're more supported for the spine to let go. Good. Okay. Now gaze forward towards the front of your mat. Bend both of your knees, bouncing your legs, and then step your left foot up to meet your right foot. Bend your knees, drop your hips, chair pose, arms extend high. Okay, now sitting a little bit deeper into the legs, bring the hands to prayer just to give those shoulders a little rest, and then get into the legs. So knees coming slightly forward, hips sitting down, navel moves towards the spine, right? Really building some sensation in the thighs, right? And then in other parts of the legs. All right, sit deeper, and then inhale, spring up, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive and fold. Come up halfway, hopper step back, bent knee down dog. Slide forward into your plank. You can knees, chest, shin, or low push-up, cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhalation into downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, come into that high lunge position. You can widen out those feet. That's helpful. Right hand, left wrist. Feel that left waist open up. Good. And then back through center, left hand, right wrist. Now again, press through that right heel. You can turn your head. Good. And then back to the center, little back bend, hook the thumbs, gaze up, open. Okay, and then bring your hands down, step your back foot up just a little closer. Pull your hips back, straighten your front leg, and fold over the thigh. Now again, yeah, hands on blocks, really smart. Now the legs are straight, so you want to engage those muscles on the tops of the thighs. Pull the kneecaps up. All right, now gaze forward, bend both of your knees, bouncing your legs, and then step your right foot up to meet your left. Chair pose, arms high. We won't hold this one so much. Slightly deeper, and then spring long back bend. Good, bring your hands to prayer. Pull your left knee up, and then start to swing your left leg back, and then reach your arms forward. Okay, left leg back, arms reach forward. So warrior 3. Now I want you to press. Yes, really nice. Press through that lifted leg like you're pressing into a wall that's behind you and you're reaching those arms forward. Now bend the standing knee and then lightly step the left foot to the back of the mat. Bring the heel down, warrior 1. Bend into your right leg. Now see if you can bring your hands together up at the top. And if that clogs the neck, don't do it. All right, keep the hands wider. Now sit deeper into the front leg. And then see if you can grow the whole torso, right? Because that's the point of our practice today. So really open up the torso for more breath, right? More ease in the breath. Good. Sit slightly deeper into the front leg. Good. Now bring the hands to prayer again. Back heel peels up off the mat. Bend into the right one more time. Spring left leg up into the air. Draw the knee up towards the chest and then step the foot down. Lift the right knee up. Start to kick that leg back. Arms reach forward. Okay. Now your limbs are the tubes that feed your torso. Okay. So you want the knee to be an open doorway. You want the elbow to be an open doorway. The wrist, the ankle, the hand, the foot. Good. And then light step back. Warrior 1. Arms lift. That's it, Donna. Hands come together, maybe up at the top, and you're growing your warrior 1. All right. You sit deeper into that front leg, and then the side ribs lift. Palms may narrow inward. Eyes relax. Back foot roots. Good. Okay. And then start to bring your hands to prayer. Peel the back heel up off the mat. Bend into the left knee. Lift the right leg back up into the air. Warrior 3. And then pull the knee up towards the chest. And then right foot steps down. Arms lift. Swan dive and fold. Come up halfway. Hopper step back. Bent knee down dog. Okay. Now right foot steps 2 inches forward. Lift the left leg up into the air. Okay. Now bend the standing knee and you can either bounce or hop towards handstand. Press, light press up. A light press. Your torso is open. Light, easy movements. That's it. Look forward. Don't look at your feet. Look forward. The head is going to balance the pelvis. That's it, Jesse. Really nice. Floating up, floating up. Good. And then sit on your shins. Good. Now let your palms face up. The energy definitely shifts when a teacher says we're doing warrior 1 or says we're doing handstand, right? It definitely shifts. So just notice that attention there. Okay. All right. And then bring your hands back down. Step back into dog pose. And then step the left foot a couple inches forward. Lift the right leg up into the air. Bounce, spring, push into the ground. Little floats. Yeah, little tiny floats. Beautiful, Robert. You're springing from the ground. And then when you come down, you absorb the ground through the standing foot and the knee. So you're bouncing. That's it, Ivy. Little floats. Good. Yes. And then downward facing dog. You need an open torso to handstand. Right. Good. Now step your right foot forward in between your hands. Back heel grounds, windmill up, warrior 2. Okay. Now reach your right arm up into the air. Lean back. And then bring your hand down to the block or to the floor. Left arm will reach over your head. Yeah. And then lengthen the whole left side of the waist. And see if you can open up some space from now the left foot up to the hand. All right. Chest really rolling open there. Good. All right. Now bring your left hand down to the ground. Peel the back heel up off the mat. Right arm high, coming into a twist. Now feel your back leg fired up. And your left hand, turn your fingers out to the left slightly, like you're turning a jar to the left. That will help you propel to gaze up towards the ceiling. Good. All right. And then bring your right hand down. Now turn your toes to the left, wide angled forward bend. Walk your hands forward in front of you with the palms facing down. Scoop out your belly, lift up off your heels, shift your weight towards your hands. Good. And then bring your heels down. Yeah, really nice, everybody. Rocking forward, you rock forward, lift up off the heels, and then rock down a couple times. Find your rhythm, rock forward and back, forward and forward and back. One more time, and forward and back. All right, now we'll turn to face the back of the mat. Right heel kicks back about 15 degrees, left toes turn, windmill up into warrior two. Good. Left arm high, right arm low, lean back. And then we'll side angle pose, left hand down, right arm reaching over your head. Good. And open up the right side of the body. Back foot roots. Side body long, lengthening through that top arm. Beautiful with the block. Chest rolls open. Okay, and then come into the twist. Right hand down, right heel peels up off the mat, left arm high. Look down at your right fingers, see that they're lightly turning out. Feel the back leg fired up. Turn towards the sky. Okay, and then left hand comes down and turn, wide angled forward bend. Okay, now let your hands come down in front of you, but can they come a little bit closer to your body? So they're not really reaching forward. Now lift up off your heels, arms are straight, bend your knees, and then hop your feet up. Yep, little hop. Yes, little hop. It's awkward at first. It's like, whoa, what is my body doing? That's fine. It's so fine to have awkward sensation in the body. That's it, Jesse. All right, little floats, scooping the belly in. Good, okay, and then come back down. Turn to face the front of the mat. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Bend your knees, reach your arms forward, stand tall. Good, and then arms down by the sides. Good, all right. Stepping into your left foot, bring your right leg up into tree pose. All right, and then reach the arms wide, lift them up. Now, classical tree pose, the palms come together up at the top, but if that binds the neck, keep the arms wider. All right, we started off by moving the head and the neck around to get some space there. Sometimes keeping your arms way out feels more like there's more freedom there, right? Until you practice enough that you feel space and then bring the hands maybe up at the top. That may take a couple of years. Give yourself that much time, right? Press down into the standing leg, lift the kneecap up, move the navel, and feel the ribs float. Good. Okay, and then arms are wide and right foot steps down. Good, and then lift the left leg up into your tree. And then arms sweep wide. Lift them up. And then palms may come together. Elbows are long. And now try not to stiffen the standing foot. Let it calibrate you, right? You're gonna feel your weight shift more maybe to the heel sometimes, inner and the outer edge of the foot, maybe the toes grip sometimes, but find that squishiness of the foot so you're absorbing like a sponge. Good. Okay, and then release and step down. Good, arm sweep out and up. And fold. Halfway, hopper step back, bent knee down dog. Right leg into pigeon. Left leg extends back behind you, and then you can start to fold over. Now let the head, come down, whether it's on a block or maybe it's on the hands. Watch a couple more breaths. And then inhale, come on up. Right, now roll to your right side, and then you'll swing your left leg to the front of your mat. All right, and then your right leg will extend long, like so the right leg will come out of that pigeon pose. Now, right hand to the shin, left arm reaching over your head, little side bend. Good, and then inhale, spring up, left hand presses to the ground, hips float up, and then open in a light back bend. We'll do that a couple times, oscillating side to side, swing, and then float and up, open, yeah, and then little side, and then open. Two more times. Side and open. Right side. And then open. Okay. And then when you bring your seat down, lean over to your left and then swing your right leg behind you, coming into pigeon on the left side. Yep. And then you can fold over. Now you may have to resituate the legs because that transition is different than the first one we had, right? So the left knee might have to go a little bit wider, right? So you situate your pelvis and then you can let your head drop down. Now in the quiet of the room and the stillness of the pose, try to keep yourself attentive into this moment. And then on the next inhalation, start to come on up. You can roll to the left side and then swing the right leg to the front and left leg long. Okay, so we'll oscillate side to side here between a side bend and then floating up and then coming into the back bend. Good, yeah, and then side and back. Okay, one more time. Good. And then coming down. Now bring the legs into butterfly pose. Good. And then extend the legs forward in front of you. Good. Windshield wiper the legs lightly side to side. Okay. Now pull your right knee in towards your chest. And then you can cross your right foot to the outside of the leg. Lean over to your left. Pull your left foot in. And then right hand comes behind you. You can either hook the arm or wrap the arm. You'll twist towards the windows. Yep, right hand behind you on the ground. Left arm is going to hook over and then coming into that twist. Now think really long torso, wide in the torso. A lot of space to breathe. And then back through center. Now bring the legs into butterfly and then kick them forward. Okay, and then left foot can cross over. Lean to your right, pull that heel in, and then you'll twist to the other side and turn. And then come out of the pose. And then back to butterfly. And press the legs forward now in front of you. And place your hands down by the sides, lift the chest up, and then arms lift. And you can come forward into that forward bend. Now don't over pull. You might keep your hands on the ground or rest the hands lightly on the legs, but try not to pull with the arms. All right, and then come on up. And you can lie down onto your back. Now feel free to prop in any way that feels appropriate. You can put something underneath your head, underneath your knees. Gently start to bring your attention back into the room. Light little movements to wake the body up from Shavasana. And then you can draw your knees in towards your chest. You can roll to the side. And then press on up into a seat. Let the hands lightly rest down on the legs just for a moment. And then go into the feeling of the torso. And may we think of this area today as our container, right? Our container where a lot of magic happens. May we keep this container open and fluid and receptive today. And then bring the hands in front of the heart, giving a bow, thanking each other for sharing our practice. And then breathe in through the nose and out. Thumb knuckles to third eye center. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Donna.
Thanks, Toby. Perfect
You're
for such a hot day.
welcome.
Perfect.
Yes, absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.